Good morning, I am Tracy Spence with your newscast. This newscast is brought to you courtesy of BioLife Energy Systems. Come join the living. Call them at 800-875-5433. USA Credit Repair, a key to beautiful credit. You may call them at 800-786-1330. And Cruising with the Case Handler, a show on personal injury and immigration, weekdays 8:30 a.m., on Saturdays 7 p.m. and 12 noon on Sundays. Now for the news in details. Jamaica's Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton has said a decision will be made on the use of rapid COVID-19 tests following a meeting with health experts next week. He said the meeting will include representatives from the University Hospital of the West Indies, the National Public Health Laboratory, along with other external personnel. In the meantime, Dr. Tufton said the ministry is also looking at changing its method of diagnosis so that testing will not be the only way of determining whether a person has COVID-19. The health minister said ongoing consultations with stakeholders on the new protocols governing the community transmission phase will continue into next week as the ministry finalizes a comprehensive plan. The Electoral Office of Jamaica, EOJ, says it is standing by the credibility of the electoral process undertaken during the recent general election in light of an allegation from the opposition People's National Party, PNP, that ballot boxes were reopened in northwestern Clarendon by representatives of the Electoral Office. The PNP, in a media release, is alleging that the contents of the boxes were tampered with and has called for an urgent investigation. In a statement, the Electoral Office of Jamaica said it was aware of concerns circulating on social media about poll books in the Clarendon Northwestern constituency. The EOJ says the returning officer for the constituency sought to fulfill his duties and, guided by the Representation of the People Act, was ensuring that all documents were properly checked and signed in preparation for transfer to the parish court for the magisterial recount scheduled to begin on Tuesday. The EOJ says all documents, inclusive of the poll books, remain secure and intact. When contacted, the Director of Elections, Glasspool Brown, told reporters that he will await the magisterial recount before commenting further. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Andrew Holness has paid tribute to legendary Jamaican singer Frederick Toot Hibbert, who died on Friday at age 77. Toots, who passed away at the University Hospital of the West Indies, had been in a medically induced coma. Mr. Holness says he mourns with all Jamaicans at the news of the passing of the musician. He says over the years, Toots has added significant value to brand Jamaica, and many will remember him as one of Jamaica's best musical talents. The opposition leader, Dr. Peter Phillips, has also expressed sadness at the death of Toots Hibbert. Dr. Phillips says Toots was one of the most profound and thoughtful influencers and developers of Jamaican music. He says the singer's contribution to Jamaican music spans a number of genres, and the energy and style that he brought to his performances powered the music to unprecedented levels. In sports, Cricket West Indies CWI and New Zealand Cricket are close to finalizing bids for a bilateral tour, which is expected to take place in November and December of this year. News emerged about a month ago that CWI and New Zealand Cricket were in dialogue over a tour later this year, and more details have emerged about that tour. The tour is expected to take place within similar biosecure parameters of a team's tour of England in the summer. New Zealand was to have toured the Caribbean for 3 one-day internationals and 3 2020 internationals in the summer, but that tour had to be scrapped due to COVID-19. And that is it for the news. This newscast came to you courtesy of BioLife Energy Systems. Come join the living. Call them at 800-875-5433. USA Credit Repair, the key to beautiful credit. You may call them at 800-786-1330. And Cruising with the Case Handler, a show on personal injury and immigration, weekdays 8:30 a.m., on Saturdays 7 p.m. and 12 noon on Sundays. On behalf of the news and the production team, I am Tracy Spence. Do have a good morning.